Thanks, Brittany. This morning, we're taking a closer look at the rise in gun violence in our community and efforts to seek solutions as we're just learning another person has died after being shot yesterday. Investigators say 2 people were killed and 2 others hurt when shots rang out at an apartment complex off East Arrowwood Road in Charlotte. CMPD now saying one of the victims, a 25-year-old, has also died. That shooting happening just blocks away from where 3 other people were shot less than 48 hours before, including a 15-year-old, all now fighting for their lives in the hospital. A mother, afraid to show her face on camera, spoke to our crews on the scene about the fear she felt for her family.
I don't want my child to be shot. This is a frequent occurrence with at least gunshots being fired in the air. And so bullets don't have eyes. They have to come down somewhere, and hopefully it doesn't hit anyone. But this time, unfortunately, someone's 4 people were shot.
Well, police are still searching for a suspect, but it is not just a Charlotte issue. In Chesterfield County, a family is mourning the loss of a teen killed in what investigators believe was a drive-by shooting Friday near Pageland. On the front line of this are law enforcement agencies working to combat crime. Joining me now, Mecklenburg County Sheriff Garry McFadden. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Now, when I spoke to you on the phone, you said that one of the reasons why you wanted to come and speak was just because what you were hearing from people at home calling, crying, even teenagers.
Yes, the last balloon release I was attending, I spoke at it. The family asked me to speak, and so I spoke at the balloon release. But I will never forget a mother. She was holding her head down and she was crying hysterically. And she said, "You all have taken all of my children." Meaning that all of our children are deceased. Don't know if all of them come from gun violence, but our last son was a victim of gun violence. And so after that, myself and Stephanie Sneed of school board, I was taken to her car, and we both looked at each other and said, we have to do more. We have to do more. And we must do more. We just can't sit back and just say, put the guns down and think that is the solution.
Now, you said that even teenagers going to school saying they're afraid to go to school now.
I talked to several teenagers after another event that I attended, and we were just standing in the parking lot and we were just having a conversation about Narcan and how they were needing Narcan in the school. But we also talked about the violence in school and how it's in fear to hear a book drop or someone running down the hall. It brings anxiety and brings fear, and it upsets their mental stability. And so we have to do more.
What can be done?
Well, we have to be consistent. We just can't say put the guns down. The kids watch what we do. We just can't go to the panel discussions and continue these panel discussions. We need to be in our children's lives, find out what's going on into the schools, try to be the bridge builder between them and the violence, and help them more. We have to listen to them more. Sad to say, they are the consumers of the violence. And so we have to do more. We have to listen to them more. We have to be in their lives more, but they have to see that. We have to be consistent. Some of our adults are now afraid of these kids, afraid of these young adults. I don't want to get involved with them because they're violent. We need to get involved with them to show that we care.
A lot of discussions around funding and how to spend it. Your thoughts?
Well, we're going to talk about data and funding. If you want to help me, I have a detention center, normally called a jail. We have young men inside just to need to know that somebody cares about them. We do a great job. My staff does a great job, but we need more. If you want to mentor young men, you can come down to the detention center and talk to these young men and women. But we need to do more. We do need funding because what a lot of families says, there's nothing for our youth to do. It is something that we could do about that, is fund some activities where we can absolutely reach these kids.
Yeah, Sheriff, a lot of folks are going to be pointing at you saying, what is law enforcement doing? Is there more that can be done?
Well, everybody's going to say what law enforcement should do or could law enforcement do more. We all can do more. We can't put this on law enforcement. We deal with the kids on a contact basis, or when you call us to 911 or dealing with them in school. Parents have the ability to deal with them at home. Teachers have the ability to deal with them at school. We all can work together, and simply pointing at law enforcement is not going to work. It hasn't worked, and it still won't work.
All right, Sheriff, that's our time. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. We got a lot more news for you just after the break.